Thank you, Chair. Chair, just for convenience, the sub-themes on the charts we're going to deal with, they're in volume 3, and they will either use the dates or the pages. But they start at page 1156. It's going to be the very first page in that document, to 1181. It's the chart of 8 to 9 June 2021. So that is where I'm going to unleash the witness again on auto cruise.
From which page?
It's the very fair. It's 1156. It starts. The date is 8 June at the top. And JP, I want to ask you this question before we start. Apart from the issues that you've disputed, and I'm not talking about interpretations that have been given by different people here, did the charts, apart from the ones you've disputed, did the charts take place?
The charts as embodied in Exhibit 3, which we'll be journeying through, did take place to the extent that they take us right to page...
You don't have to go there, JP.
Page 1270.
That's fine.
Page 1275.
Are we in the same volume?
Yes.
Exhibit 3.
It's volume 3. It's this.
Okay.
It's not an exhibit. It's volume 3.
Volume 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Shall I start narrating the story on a theme-by-theme basis?
Yes. Between 1156, page 1156 and 1181 is the sub-theme where the chart is about the exchange of pictures. You can start narrating from the 8th to the 9th.
Chairperson, I'm now giving my version in relation to pages 1156 to 1181. I would like to prefix it by saying that, but for this document, I would never remember every and anything that was exchanged between the complainant and I. This has been very helpful to me, and somehow, when I address the tribunal, I make it clear that my understanding of what I'm reading here is what it is, and so on and so forth. So, 8th and 9th June 2021, starting at 1156, this is where we start. Those are charts that took place on 8 June 2021. Right on top. I'm not going to read line by line. I will try to skim through and deal with things that are of significance. Somewhere I will deal with, for instance, allegations that there was a rebuff. I will indicate where there's no rebuff. And in fact, as part of this exercise, I will be showing that, contrary to what has been said about there having been 12 no's, 12 not noses, but 12 NOs, I'm going to demonstrate that that statement is not accurate. So this exercise, I submit, is very important in that I may deal with quite a number of topics under it, because there's going to be a problem if we have to, there's going to be toing and froing, putting this document aside and going back and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm saying, let me go through this document. What we will see at 1856 at page 1156, the discussion emanates from me having met the complainant at her chambers and having conversed with her. This is where she says, "Thank you, Judge, but I don't understand what we talked about. I'm grateful for the fact that you respect my child." You'll recall that she did give testimony about our interaction in her office at a time when I had visited her, Judge. So I respect everyone. Then there was that emoji, much obliged. There is nothing really of significance even at page 1157. So I say at 1902, "So how many kids have you been blessed with?" She responds, "Only one." Then I say, "Oh man, Then I say, girls look after their parents in later life. She responds at page 1158, indeed. So, oh yes, then she says at 1904, oh yes, she has started already. And then I say, you hear that? What is her age? She is turning 12. I'm at 1159 now. And then I then say, the age difference is 16 or 18. And then I put this emoji with a monkey closing its eyes. Likewise, laughingly, and with the same emoji, she says,
JP, can I just ask you to slow down and indicate what time you're talking about when you mention so that the tribunal can follow?
Thank you very much. So at 1905, Honorable Chair and members, did you really calculate that? 1907, after laughing, I say, Sendi Buzanje, I'm just asking. Then she says, I'm 37 years at 1908. Then I exclaim, and then she laughs at this with that emoji. I'm saying, she asked me, am I old? Then I say, you look much younger, Nelizwi lelo sana. The voice is similar to that of a younger lady. And then at 1910, at page 1160, she says younger, not older. Kukuziphatha kakuhle. I behave well, or I handle myself well. Ilizwi, then she laughs at that with this emoji. I say lincinci ilizwi. Then she responds at 1910. Then I say, when first I had it, I couldn't believe. Then she says, carry on, I'm listening. This is how I interpret what she's saying. What do you mean, kukuziphatha kakuhle? I'm asking, what do you mean that you are behaving well or you look after yourself? Then, other than what is asked at 1912 at page 1161, there are these eyes and the ear. I'm interested to hear more on this subject. She says, I maintain myself well. Exercises keep me younger. Then I say, keep it that way. She then winks at me at 1915. And then I say, Nzauke ndiyijonge. I will consider it. Then that takes us to 1162. Then I ask, prove your age. In other words, I'm saying, how would you prove your age? This is a chart at 1919 at page 1162. Then the response, in my view, is of significance. She says, my part would be giving you a task. You are the one who wants to consider me, but my part would be to give you a task. Then that takes us to 1163. To ascertain the content, I ask, come out clear how?
Just a minute.
At page 1163.
Move over to 163, yes.
1163, at 1923 and 1924, she responds to my question, how? She then says, a chance for you to look at. Then you determine what you are looking for. Then you determine what you are looking for. Then I say, it's not easy, hey? And then in response at 1925, we've got this monkey covering face emoji. Then I say, truth be told, I have no reason to doubt your word. Then, now that's 1925. Then that takes us to 1164. She then says, that means a lot. It's hard to trust these days. Then there's an invitation. Now, moving forward, I'll be talking about requests for pictures and talks around those things. Who sent who what picture? At the level of this chart, which Council has mentioned is a chart of 8 and 9, June 2021. At the same time, I will be pointing to the fact that there is no rebuff. at the level of us exchanging or talking about the exchange of pictures. That is what I will endeavor to demonstrate.
164, what?
1164, page 1, at 1927. Then I say, notwithstanding the fact that I had said, truth be told, I have no reason to doubt your word. Maybe a few pictures you send may serve as halfway proof. Then that is a pertinent invitation by me directed at the complainant on the topic of pictures, which is what we will be delving into in these next few pages. Maybe a few pictures you send may serve as halfway proof. 1927, 1928, then what is their response at 1928? I will try to take more pictures, but currently I lost the most. My phone deleted everything recently. All I wish to highlight is that there is no response that, no, you're not going to get pictures from me. On the contrary, there is a statement that says, I will try to take more, but currently I lost most. My phone deleted everything recently. Then at 1929, I used the magic word high. In other words, for me, when I say high, it was in disbelief that she lost everything. But then I also say at 1930, I'm kidding. Then at 1930, she also says, cool. Then I say, send me few that you've got at 1930.
May I ask you again, JP, to slow down a
Thank you.
bit for the tribunal? Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Sorry for the speed.
Yes. We are
So we're
now-
still at 1164. I have mentioned that the response is, I will try to take some pictures and so on. Then 1165. In pursuit of what I had said earlier, when I said, well, few that you've got, the answer is will do. That is not a rebuff. I will do that. She says that at 1930, at 1165. So on the issue of pictures, I will do. Then at 1932, I've got all those emojis there, the one about eyes, the one about tongue sticking out, the one about monkey closing its eyes, and the one with arms on the head. And then at 2017, there being no response from her, I then trigger interaction by saying, hi, you are silent, Chwaka. That's what it means. The response at 2022, once again, is not that I don't like this idea of exchanging pictures with you. On the contrary, she says, oh, you wanted these pictures now? Uxolo, sorry, bendisajima. I was busy exercising. There's a term where they say you read the room. In other words, you ascertain what's happening. Then in ascertaining her comfortability about this interaction, I say if it won't offend. I say that at 2023. And then 2027, I expressed something about the fingers there. I'm saying it would be good if it won't offend. So it's not that I'm riding roughshod, talking to the complainant without engaging her. Her response at 2028 is to wink.
I stop you there, JP. What was your understanding of these chats up to this point? What was your understanding of the wink?
In particular, I understood the wink as somebody who is happy to interact with me on this subject. Winking could mean winking in the true sense. When somebody if I were to step out of this room and a lady were to wink at me, or put it this way, I were to wink at a lady, she would know that there's something about that. But I'm just saying she was winking And my understanding of that winking was, in broad terms, she was just happy with what we were talking about. Winking is flirtatious.
Apart from this wink, JP, up to so far in your conversation, was there any point at which you doubted whether she was rebuffing you or uncertain or uncomfortable?
No.
Thank you.